Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we're going to be talking about Ursula, the next character to be dropping to Global DFFOO. Now, Ursula is a unique character in my opinion. She does a couple of things that I feel like is pretty beneficial to the party, especially being like, say, like the third character in your team. So she does have some strong batteries via her abilities. She does have some party auras, and she's a pretty good DPS character in my opinion. But is it actually worth pulling on her kit in her upcoming banner? Now, I feel like some players are going to be letting me know down in the comment section below that because of C90 coming up, they might be passing up on Ursula until she gets her rework and her FR weapon in the future. But for those who are curious about her, we're going to be talking about her, and I'm doing something a little bit different. I made some slides for you guys because I felt like in the video where I talked about No, Lock, and Machina, you guys really enjoyed those slides. So if I do have the extra time, I have no issues doing those slides for you guys. If it'll make understanding a character, or a character's rework, just anything in general, much easier for you to understand or to have something to read off of, then I will continue making those slides. I have no problem doing that. So we're gonna be doing something a little bit different with this in-depth video, and we're gonna look at some slides instead of looking at what is shown over on the Cydia Companion, which is where I normally read my stuff. So but yeah, as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, consider liking the video and subscribing for future Opera Omnia content. Let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. Let's talk about Ursula's entire kit and whether or not she's actually worth pulling for. All right, so some key things to note about Ursula when it comes to her kit. Her skill 1 is a 3 hits AoE Brave plus a single target HP attack with 20% splash damage. It also breaks after her first HP attack. Now, I know that sounds a bit silly. After her first HP attack, she only has 1 HP attack. Well, you never know. Sometimes you may run into an issue where you don't actually break the enemy. Well, guess what? This actually comes in handy as like a backup in case you do need to break the enemy and you're trying to shave off a big amount of Brave. So again, I know it sounds silly, but I mean, like, it's like it can actually help. So she also grants a new buff called the Waking Princess, which gives her a small increase in attack and max Brave. She also inflicts a debuff called Tenketsu, which has a defense and speed down and allows her to deal weakness damage, which is a big plus for her. Now, when it comes to her skill 2, her skill 2 sets her Brave to max Brave, while the party gets their Brave increased by 20% of their max Brave, then follows up with an HP attack that does not consume Brave. It extends her buffs by 1. It has instant turn rate and doesn't increase her turn count unless she is being used as a friend support or during the summon phase. Now, when it comes to her EX ability increases party Brave gain to 40% of their max Brave, then follows up with a 10-hit AoE Brave plus an AoE HP attack that deals 4 HP damage, and this attack does ignore defense. Now, you guys already know how I feel about ignoring the ignore defense mechanic in anybody's kit. I think it's a pretty powerful addition to have, and for Ursula herself, with the amount of Brave Fish that she deals, it's definitely going to help her out in capping in her HP damage. Now, she does grant herself a new buff called Teaching's True Fist, which increases the party's max Brave and attack. She also inflicts a speed/defense down to all targets. Now, this is separate from the Tenketsu debuff, which also has that speed and defense down. So not only are you getting the speed and defense in this one frame debuff on Tenketsu, but you're also getting, you're also adding on top of that the separate speed and defense down debuffs onto the enemy. So that's just more, that's more, I guess, like negative auras. It's just more debuffs basically that is going to help out, and not only herself but also your teammates in terms of dealing Brave damage. Now, for her LD ability is a 4 hits AoE plus an AoE HP attack 3 times that also ignores defense, but this does deal split HP damage. She grants a new buff called Pride from Father for 12 turns. She grants herself a free ability use on her next turn. She also upgrades her HP attack command to Tenshoha, which has 2 uses on it. And also, if you do, like, for some reason decide that you want to repeat not repeat, but use her LD ability over and over again until you have normal uses of her LD, if by chance you decide to do so, then the Tenshoha uses do stack up on top of each other. So, you know, in case for those wondering, like, you know, does it erase the previous ones? It does not. Now, with the buff Pride from Father, it provides the party with the following things: a 20% gained max Brave overflow up, a 20% HP damage up. The party's Brave does not fall below 20% of their max Brave, so she has a bit of a mini Iroha effect within this buff. And the party also gets a 30% Brave damage up. Now, these auras right here, in my opinion, are some pretty solid auras. I know that they do not, they're not as like crazy high as like some of the BT effects that we have access to, but I mean, like, just having this much in just one buff and being a party-wide buff as well, or party auras, really does actually help out a good amount, and it does stack up with any other auras that have these similar, like, Brave damage up, HP damage up, so on and so forth. So this buff right here is actually a very powerful buff in terms of party auras for your party. Now, the other thing about this LD ability is that, or excuse me, the buff from the LD ability is that it also gives Ursula some turn shenanigans. So, if a teammate is after the enemy's turn, Ursula will jump in the turn order and she will be next instead of your teammate. So this can actually come in handy in a good amount of situations, whether you get yourself into a tight situation where you have to like shave off some Brave or something like that, or at the same time, like if you're trying to like dish out additional damage, then like having that having this type of turn shenanigans within Ursula's kit can actually be pretty convenient. Now, if the enemy does get an additional turn, she moves after the additional turn. So, you know, there have been some bosses in the past that many of us have probably encountered where bosses do get additional turns if, like, say they break you or something like that, right? Then having Ursula in the team will not really prevent anything per se, but like it will also help in case, like, if say like there's more than one enemy, and if they do have that same crazy mechanic where, like, if they break you, they jump in the turn order, where Ursula does step in and actually help out a little bit. So hopefully she will be able to shave off any like crazy amounts of Brave before they actually dish out an HP attack that could potentially hurt you. Now, with that, with the LD buff active, you remember we do get 2 uses of the Tenshoha attack. Now, this replaces the HP command that she has until you use all of the uses, then it reverts back to the previous HP attack. So Tenshoha, whenever used, increases the party's Brave by 20% of their max Brave, then follows up with an AoE HP attack. It deals additional HP attack dumps. I don't know why I added in there. It's like a small typo. I apologize. Per teammate that is alive. Now, I know that sounds a little bit silly. It's like per teammate that is alive. So right there, you already know that she's going to have a total of 3 HP dumps. But per se, if one of your teammates does go down, then the amount of debuff, or not debuffs, the amount of attacks within this Tenshoha attack does decrease. So, you know, just kind of a little thing to kind of note there whenever you use a Tenshoha attack, and especially if you have somebody who went down or something like that, but you're still continuing the fight. Now, it does deal full HP damage to all enemies. It does not consume Brave and extends active buffs by 1 turn. So why pull for Ursula? Ursula has some good party auras via her buffs. She has good party battery via abilities. She is a solid DPS unit, but I feel like she does get overlooked because the C90 era is next month with the 4-year anniversary for Global. Now, I personally, like, the way that I feel about her is that I think she's actually a pretty good DPS character, and the fact that she provides some pretty solid auras via her LD buff really makes me consider her as a reliable character to have in the team, not only for the damage but also for the buff from her LD ability. Now, again, with C90 being around the corner, I know that a lot of players are going to be saving up as much resources as they can to get ready to pull for a lot of these upcoming powerful characters that are going to be getting some solid reworks, and especially their EX abilities finally getting their reworks as well. But for those who, let's say, like just started out or are considering pulling for her, do know that having those turn shenanigans in her kit can actually come in handy as well. Now, for her future, she already got her rework. She got a C90, and she also got an FR weapon, and she becomes very powerful in my opinion. And I put that in caps just to let you guys know this is not me giving an opinion for anybody else. This is just me. So she becomes a very solid DPS character. She gets way more HP dumps, and her FR ability when it comes to like increase a gauge is very easy to be able to increase, and the amount of damage that she can dish out is very, very good. On top of that, with of course getting her C90, most of the EXs nowadays do get some permanent effects for the character. A lot of the popular ones as of recent is going to be Brave Gains Up, which you guys already know how Brave Gains Up works. It really helps out in fighting against reductions and whatnot. So if I'm not mistaken, and I will correct myself down in a pinned comment if I am wrong, but Ursula, I believe, does get more Brave Gains Up, because she does have some Brave Gains Up in her kit via her character board. So having that plus the additional, again, I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, down in the pinned comment, really makes her out to be a viable character. But like as of right now, she does have some Brave Gains Up via her character board. So I mean, like I said, like I personally think a lot of players are going to be passing up on Ursula because of the C90 era being extremely close. But for those who are considering it, in my opinion, I don't think you can go wrong with Ursula as a DPS character, but that just depends if you actually need another DPS character who does provide us, you know, some good battery and some very good ores, in my opinion, from her LD buff. So but no, I mean, you guys can let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think on Ursula, and if you are going to be pulling for her entire kit with the upcoming banner that she releases with her event. Do let me know down in the comment section below what you guys are going to be doing. And other than that, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the slides. If you want to see them more, do let me know in the comments as well. And with that being said, take care, guys. Catch you guys in my next video.